Okay, so this is the video number 5. Okay, so welcome to the 5th session, okay, of the chapter Principles of Inheritance and Variation. So video number 5. Okay, so this is also today also we'll be discussing, right? So in continuation of the last video, so it is exception to Mendel's law of dominance. Mendel's law of dominance or Mendel's principle of dominance is same. Okay, so this is the another example. Okay, Mendel's law of dominance exception. Okay, exception to Mendel's law of dominance. Now today I am not going to repeat, or shall I repeat? Okay, so Mendel's law of dominance, what does it say? That characters are controlled by discrete stable units called factors. Okay, each character is controlled by a unit which we call as the factor. Mendel called factors. So characters are controlled by discrete units called factors. Second point, factors occur in pair in an individual for every trait. And third point, that the members of the pair may be similar or dissimilar. Similar, when the members of the pair are similar, whether it is capital, that is dominant, or recessive, we call that condition as homozygous. The individual is homozygous for the trait, and if the members are different, then we call the individual as heterozygous for the trait. And when the individual is heterozygous, under such a condition, what happens? The factor which is able to express itself, it is known as the dominant trait, and the one which is unable to express itself, okay, does not express itself in the presence of the dominant allele, it is known as the recessive factor. Fine. So that is what is Mendel's law of dominance, right? So we had already studied 3 deviations, or you can say 4 also. 4 deviations: incomplete dominance, codominance, multiple allelism, polygenic inheritance, and today we are going to discuss pleiotropy. Pleiotropy means, now what Mendel said? Mendel said one character, one factor and 2 alternative forms. For example, height of Pisum sativum. Okay, height of Pisum sativum, the gene is T, we say it is T. For tall, there are 2 varieties. Capital T is used to represent the dominant factor, and small t we use to represent the dwarf factor, factor for dwarfness. Okay, factor for tallness is capital T, which is dominant, and factor for dwarfness is small t, that is recessive. Okay, तो ये हो गया मेंडल का, एक कैरेक्टर, एक जीन, उसके 2 alternative forms. तो मेंडल ने यही, Mendel had studied this only, but later on different exceptions were observed to Mendel's observations, right, of law of dominance. ठीक है, तो now we come to pleiotropy. Pleiotropy में क्या होता है? There is one gene and its alleles. Okay, so one gene and its alleles, it's okay for a, but what happens? This gene, okay, it controls the expression of more than one trait, right? It can control the expression of, it is able to, or it controls, not able to, it controls, sorry, there is no question of able to, it controls the expression of more than one trait. जैसे कि एक ही अगर जीन हो और वो कलर ऑफ द फ्लावर भी कंट्रोल करे, शेप ऑफ द सीड भी कंट्रोल कर ले, और साइज ऑफ द सीड भी कंट्रोल कर ले, then what you will call? You call such genes as pleiotropic genes, and the phenomenon as pleiotropy. Okay, so the ability of a gene to produce multiple phenotypic effects, phenotypic external appearance, that means to express multiple, large number of external appearance, right? So that we call as the Pleiotropy. So let us come to this one, pleiotropy. The ability of a gene to produce multiple phenotypic effects is known as pleiotropy, and the gene is pleiotropic gene. Now the example. We have 3 examples here. Fine. Number 1, P. In case of Pisum sativum, right? In case of P, what happens? It has been observed that the shape of the seed, okay, shape of the seed. What are the shapes of the seed found in P? Round and wrinkled. ये दो shape मालूम है तुम लोगों को. Round is dominant and wrinkled is recessive, right? So shape of the seed in P and size of the starch grains present in the seed, right? Size of the starch grains. P seed के अंदर जो starch grains होते हैं उनका size. So the size of the starch grains is of 3 types. Large, okay, large, or you can say big, then small, and the third one is intermediate, that is the average size, average of large, big and small. तो क्या हो गया? 2 traits. What are the 2 traits? Trait number 1 is shape of the seed. What are the 2 varieties? Round and second is wrinkled. Round is dominant and wrinkled is recessive, you know that. And the second trait, what is it? Size of the starch grains in the seed. Okay, size of the starch grains present in the seed. So there are 3 alternatives. One is big, second is small, and third one is average. Okay. Now these two traits, that is shape of the seed and size of the starch grains, are controlled by a gene. We call it as B, right? So in P, right, what you find in P? Shape of seeds. Okay, shape of seeds. So what are the options? Round. What are the varieties? Round and wrinkled, right? Round and wrinkled. So this is trait or character number 1, trait 1. And size of starch grains present in the seed itself. So size of starch grains. Okay, what are the alternatives? Big, I write it big. Then there is intermediate, obviously intermediate, that is small. Big and small को जोड़ के divide कर दो, so you get it as small, intermediate. So this is the trait number 2. This is the trait number 2. Okay, so these are, okay, controlled by a gene B. Fine, and its allele, so it has got an allele small b. Okay, so capital B, okay, and the small b. So these are the alleles of the gene, right, which control these 2 traits. Okay, these 2 traits. Shape of seeds. So 2 varieties are there, round and wrinkled, all of you know. Now this is the new one for you. Size of starch grains, big, intermediate and small, 3 options. Okay, so this is trait 2. Now the gene is B. B, you can just say B without looking into this, right? Now the B has got 2 alternatives, capital B and small b. Now let us see. So what are the genotypes possible? If we make a chart like this, right, on this side we write down genotypes. So genotypes, how many genotypes are possible? कितने genotypes possible होंगे? सोच के बताओ जल्दी, फटाफट, जल्दी दिमाग में. Okay, tax your brain and think about it. Genotypes, BB, right? Then you have BB and small b. Only these are the possibilities. यही 3 genotypes हो सकते हैं population में. 2 ही alleles हैं, ठीक है? Now what happens? So on this side we have phenotypes. So the vertical column for phenotype and the horizontal column is for genotypes. Okay. Fine. Now here what you write. So this that is phenotypes, that is the traits. Fine. So number 1, trait number 1, seed shape. Seed shape. Number 1 हो गया seed shape. तो seed shape B भी होगा. Right. Now B is dominant. For seed shape B is dominant and small b is recessive. Okay. So here what you get? In this case you get, this is seed shape round. ठीक है. When this gene and its allele is controlling seed of shape, right, there are only two forms. कैपिटल B डोमिनेंट, जब सीड शेप को कंट्रोल कर रहा है तो वो दो ही एक्सप्रेशन देता है, डोमिनेंट एक्सप्रेशन या रेसेसिव एक्सप्रेशन. इट प्रोड्यूसेस ओनली टू एक्सप्रेशन, either it is dominant expression or recessive expression. So dominant expression is round. So capital B, it's round. Now in this case this one is dominant and this one is recessive. So obviously what will happen? Here also it will be round, but here what will happen? This is the wrinkled. तो ये क्या हो गया? Law of dominance. Now so this is the case. The inheritance of, so inheritance pattern for seed shape is law of dominance. It follows law of dominance. Now coming to size of starch grains. The second trait, which is also controlled by the same pair of genes, starch grains. साइज ऑफ स्टार्च ग्रेन्स. ठीक है, सेम ही जीन कंट्रोल कर रहा है. तो यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है देखो, कितने ऑल्टरनेटिव्स, हाउ मेनी ऑल्टरनेटिव्स, बिग, इंटरमीडिएट एंड स्मॉल. सो हियर व्हाट हैपन, दिस इज इनकम्प्लीट डोमिनेंस, राइट. दिस इज द केस ऑफ इनकम्प्लीट dominance. See how it is different from Mendel's law, right, in so many reasons, right. So here what happens, this is big, this one will be big, this one will be, BB will be intermediate size, the seeds will be starch grains will be of intermediate size, and this is small. So the plants with this genotype will be a small starch grains in the seeds. The plant will, this genotype will be a intermediate size, okay, intermediate size starch grains in the seed, and with this genotype big, right. So this is the case. Intermediate आ गया, 3 फॉर्मेट हो गए. तो यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, none of them is able to express itself completely, right. So this is law incomplete dominance. This is not law, sorry, and these are the law of dominance. So here 2 round, and so here the ratio is 3:1. Phenotype ratio is, you can write it here, phenotype, right. So PR phenotype ratio is 3:1, whereas in this case phenotype ratio is 1:2:1. Okay. So this is the example of pleiotropy. Then second comes the phenylketonuria. Okay. Phenylketonuria, it is caused due to mutation in the gene that codes for the enzyme phenylalanine hydroxylase. Human beings, in the case of human beings, okay, this is a disease. Phenylketonuria, it's a genetic disorder. Okay, it is a genetic disorder. It is autosomal. And it is recessive also. Recessively inherited. राइट, दिस इज रेसेसिवली इनहेरिटेड. फॉल्टी जीन जो होता है वो रेसेसिव होता है. फॉल्टी जीन इज द रेसेसिव जीन. नाउ यहाँ पे क्या होता है, व्हाट हैपेंस, phenylketonuria. सो फॉर द डिजीज phenylketonuria, okay, this is the disease. It's a genetic disorder. Okay, so it is autosomal and it is recessive. ठीक है, उसके बारे में और डिटेल में बाद में we'll talk about in later. So this is a genetic disorder caused due to mutation of the gene which controls the expression of the enzyme. That is, enzyme का नाम क्या है, phenylalanine hydroxylase enzyme, right. There is an enzyme in our body called phenylalanine hydroxylase, right? And what is the function of this enzyme, right? It converts the amino acid phenylalanine to another amino acid. This is an amino acid. ये एक अमीनो एसिड हम लोगों के शरीर में बनता है, phenylalanine, and it is converted by the action of the enzyme phenylalanine hydroxylase into another amino acid known as tyrosine. This is also an amino acid. Now what happens when the enzyme is mutated? When the enzyme becomes altered, right? When the enzyme gets altered due to a change in DNA, a change in the gene, that is DNA में चेंज आ गया, जीन में चेंज आया मतलब DNA में, ठीक है. So the enzyme becomes altered due to change in the gene. So at that time what happens? Tyrosine, phenylalanine is not converted. It's not converted into tyrosine. So tyrosine is not formed. Phenylalanine accumulates. Phenylalanine. So I am writing in short. So phenylalanine accumulates. Accumulation takes place. Right? It accumulates, and then what happens? It accumulates in the brain also, right? So phenyl accumulation, deposition in brain. Deposition in brain. It is gets deposited in the brain. Plaques are formed, and this results in mental degeneration. ठीक है, mental retardation और degeneration. नंबर 1 इसका इफेक्ट हो गया. देखो क्या क्या इफेक्ट्स हो गए. अगर फिनाइल टायरोसिन नहीं बना, phenylalanine accumulate कर जाएगा, and then it will deposited in the brain. Plaque formation takes place. So mental degeneration. Number 2, excreted along with urine. ठीक है, तो ब्लड में आ जाएगा, ब्लड से ब्रेन में जाएगा, वहाँ पे डिपॉजिट हो जाएगा, then excreted along with urine, right? So this is another effect. So this is not abnormality. Then third, what happens? Skin pigmentation होने जाता है, abnormal, right? Pigmentation. So skin pigmentation ये ज़्यादा होने लगता है, abnormal, right? Skin pigmentation. Fine. And reduction in hair loss. Reduction in hair. तो ये मत सोचना कि बाल झड़ रहे हैं तो मेरे को फिनाइल कीटोन्यूरिया हो गया है, ठीक है. You don't think like that. So this is the example, second example, phenyl ketonuria. So this is a genetic disorder. So phenylalanine in this, so what happens? This is normal. It's a normal individual. It is a normal individual. What happens? In a normal individual, phenylalanine, it is an amino acid, is converted into tyrosine in the presence of an enzyme phenylalanine hydroxylase. Now when this enzyme gets altered, change आ जाता है इसमें due to change in the gene. What you call it? You call it as mutation, right? So phenylalanine is not converted into tyrosine, and then it is not metabolized. That is not metabolized, right? So it starts accumulating. So it comes into the blood, and then what happens? It moves to the brain. When it moves to the brain, plaques are formed in the brain, and that results in mental degeneration. Then it is also excreted along with urine. Then pigmentation, skin, right? Skin pigmentation takes place, it become abnormal, and reduction, hair loss. That is the example of this. And the third example, sickle cell anemia, and its details are given in the book, but it is not correlated with pleiotropy. But entire explanation in detail is given in your book. So we will discuss the detail afterwards, right? So let us just look at the example. Sickle cell anemia, what is it? The altered gene. So the gene gets altered. सिकल सेल में क्या हो जाता है? रेड ब्लड सेल और हीमोग्लोबिन का स्ट्रक्चर चेंज हो जाता है. इन सिकल सेल एनीमिया, the red blood cells, they are disc-like. So in sickle cell anemia, what happens? They become irregular, sickle-like. okay, or simply irregular, and the hemoglobin also changes, the structure of hemoglobin also changes, okay. So the altered gene changes the type of hemoglobin and the form of RBC. So the normal, this, when the gene gets altered gene, so red blood cells, shape of the red blood cell also changes and hemoglobin also changes. So, and there are some advantages, okay, associated with sickle cell anemia. That is why we consider this as a case of pleiotropy. Okay, so thank you. Okay, thank you for bearing with me. I do not know how many of you are exactly bearing with me. Okay, thank you and have a nice day. Right, rest of the things we will go to the next video, that is video number 6. Fine. So okay, and whatever doubts you have, we'll discuss in the class. Okay, thank you so much.